There were different stages in my marriage where Will and I decided we were not together.
Officially separated, we agreed that she had to make herself happy.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth!
I'm going to.
But now I'm really worried for Will because I don't know what's going on.
Uh-oh, Richard! Oh, wow!
Jada Pinkett Smith is talking about her marriage, and Americans are hearing what they want to. Complicated relationship. Many of us have discovered more about Jada Pinkett Smith in the past week than we ever anticipated we would. She is an actor, producer, novelist, metal band singer, and host of Red Table Talk. To begin with, Pinkett Smith and her famous husband Will have been divorced since 2016, which means they were not together when Smith smacked Chris Rock at the 2022 Oscars after Rock made remarks about her. The Smiths don't have a prenup either, but they do have a special link that allowed Pinkett Smith to discover she was expecting her son Jaden just hours after it was conceived.
It was a G.I. Jane jump.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth!
It's like just tearing all that down and finding what's true between us.
Wow.
And it's been beautiful.
I really didn't want to get married, but
We only got married because Gammy was crying.
Of the wound that I was overcoming.
Will and I shared some very private truths about our relationship.
They were not together, but kind of pretended they were together. So I had trouble articulating.
However, Pinkett Smith has gone well beyond her well-known marriage to be honest about her past and present. She has admitted that as an adolescent, she sold drugs. She has claimed that Tupac Shakur, whom she knew when she was younger, is her soulmate, and that the two of them have lived together in the past. She said that the late rapper had a falling out with Pinkett Smith. Pinkett Smith now refers to herself as an urban nun who reads daily passages from the Quran, the Bhagavad Gita, and the Bible. Her life, in her opinion, was rescued by ayahuasca. Jada Pinkett Smith is pushing the publication of her 400-page memoir, Worthy, not precisely in response to the huge public demand for Jada Pinkett Smith updates. Newspapers, magazines, and other media outlets have excerpted the most juicy and graphic portions of Pinkett Smith's memoir that correspond with the most juicy and graphic portions of her life, most recently the Oscar slap in 2022 and the Red Table Talk episode in 2020, where she revealed to her husband that she had a relationship with one August Alsina. Her revelation during the happy hour led to a backlash from the public, prompting her to consider saying less. Of course, it's acceptable for individuals to feel worn out by Pinkett Smith, her book, and the fresh information on well-known figures about whom we previously thought we knew a great deal. In significant measure, celebrities exist so that we can have particular feelings about them. But there may be more going on here than just overexposure, as evidenced by the response to the Smiths, their relationship, and Pinkett Smith in particular. It highlights the fragile position black celebrity couples occupy in popular culture, the frequently biased manner in which the media portrays them, and what they are expected to represent, whether or not they want to.
Not thinking about your own self.
Yeah, and I'm gonna do me, and you do you.
Will and I decided we were not together.
You get to have your dream. How come I'm not having mine? And that's because Will was doing what he wanted to do.
Token, we're not apathetic, so we're not going to sit there and let it, be painful. We're going to keep working.
Was marriage a good thing? Since its beginning in 1995, the Smiths' marriage has been the focus of intense public interest. Due to their success, especially in the fields of music and movies, Will Smith and Jada have emerged as an anomaly within the exclusive group of famous married people. With Will starring in Bad Boys and Jada in Men in Black, they have evolved from being a rapper and TV celebrity to a legitimate movie star. For many, the Smiths' image as a counter-narrative to the idea that black love is impossible is important since they serve as such. But since popularity equals visibility and representation, the Smiths have never really been two people in love. Couples like Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson or David and Victoria Beckham are just two examples of the married Hollywood couples to whom the public continues to attach diverse emotions and judgments. The Smiths' success is well publicized, and articles about them frequently discuss their mixed family. Will has 2 children with Jada and 1 son with his ex-wife. Their story also incorporates the arduous effort they both underwent to arrive at this point. As social media grows, Will's star power increases, their children blossom into successful individuals in their own way, and there is a greater interest in this successful black family. It may be said that the Smiths' professional success serves as their secret weapon. Throughout their partnership, there were persistent rumors of adultery, Will's sexuality, and potential ties to Scientology. The less said about this, the better. It was typical behavior for a very, very, very famous couple.
We only ever worked on ourselves individually and then presented ourselves to one another better.
That moment, a lot more than just me. That's what I know. You know what I mean?
Because you know Will, and you know where he's come from.
That when you come like that, the cup actually has a hole in the bottom.
Right.
So
I was actually thinking about divorcing, separating. I mean, there have been several of those, right?
From a public relations standpoint, Pinkett Smith's choice to start her Facebook talk show series, Red Table Talk, was baffling, since it exposed her and her family to the suspicions and chit-chat that their marriage had mostly buried. Jada Pinkett, a communications specialist and professor of public relations at the University of Florida, has studied media coverage of black celebrities. She added that given the fact that Pinkett Smith was already at the pinnacle of black celebrity, it was perplexing to see her chase celebrity and fame in that manner. In the years prior to the infamous 2020 Red Table Talk on infidelity, Will's 2021 memoir, and Jada's book, there was a great interest in seeing this marriage succeed and be happy. Both Barack and Michelle Obama and Beyoncé and Jay-Z, two black celebrity couples that are currently seen as the aspirational standard, were before the Smiths in the public's consciousness. Beyond the influence of their cousins, closest friends, and relatives, their marriage inspires people. The question then arises, what does that say about us? They are wealthy, gorgeous, and artists, giving us something to aspire to.
You write about in the book how you didn't realize that Will had actually slapped Chris.
Yeah.
We really needed time to get solidified because at the end of the day, Will and I love each other.
You know? But that's the truth. I had to do it on my own, you know? Just like he did.
We never went into working on our relationship.
Love in there, and it goes out onto the floor.
Because you got two broken people here.
You got two broken people, and that's what we're doing.
Might have thought that, oh, they must be having an open relationship. Detoxing from needing it from Will, my marriage, my family.
40th birthday was gonna be my thing.
And she's told me that...
Tricky pressure. The Smiths, a couple with aspirations and success, have become a cultural touchstone for black families, relationships, and love. They have to navigate the challenges of their marriage in the Hollywood spotlight and carry the visibility of being pop culture's model black family. When the press is positive, the Smiths are a powerhouse that exemplifies love and raising a beautiful family, combating ugly stigmas and stereotypes that the media tends to attach to black life. They become role models, and they got together and stayed together at a time when the larger narrative around black families was about decline. However, when Will and Jada have gotten publicly messy, there is frustration and worry felt by some in the black community. The way that the Smiths are analyzed and scrutinized is all too often extended to the black men, women, and families that the Smiths have come to represent.
You know, and he wanted to make a masterpiece out of, you know, the life itself.
At the end of the day, it's just not quitting, you know?
Well, I just wanted to end everything, you know.
You know, the only person that could give permission in that particular circumstance is myself.
The,
Come to me whole, come to me with half of your broken self.
Of that relationship, I definitely realized that you can't find happiness outside of yourself.
Will wasn't ready for the world to know that we weren't together and that we were living separate lives. And
as difficult as it's been, has just brought Will and I closer in such an authentic way.
There is also the uncomfortable feeling that a couple as famous and powerful as the Smiths could and should keep their dirty laundry out of the news. Media coverage of black celebrity couples like the Smiths is riddled with respectability politics and representation repercussions. Those issues are to a great degree absent when it comes to coverage of white celebrity couples. Even though the Smiths have spent a large amount of time being a model couple, their success hasn't changed, and ultimately can't change the dynamic of how the mainstream celebrity media covers and sensationalizes some aspects of Black life. The current media narrative is that Pinkett Smith is oversharing, which would be avoided if the Smiths didn't give the press anything to talk about at all. However, what Pinkett Smith is doing isn't that different from what most celebrities do when they're promoting books, sitting down for interviews and peppering exclusives and excerpts in magazines. When it comes to celebrity oversharers, the Smiths' gossip empire still pales in comparison to many, many other celebrity families. Their perceived dysfunction feeds into some racist and sexist stereotypes about dysfunctional Black relationships.
You know, specifically women, and feeling like we're going to be criticized, we're going to be
can't say anything.
judged, you can't say anything.
And it's like he had stayed up late to see his Uncle Will, and he's just like, why did you hit that man, Uncle Will?
That place of healing that needed to happen in me, in the dynamic within myself.
The party was the most ridiculous display of my ego. Officially separated, we agreed that she had to make herself happy.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right?
And then I realized it wasn't, but I didn't think that he actually made contact with Chris. Looked like he ducked it.
Our marriage was the most difficult, grueling, and excruciating thing that we've ever.
This has unfortunate media consequences because it potentially puts us on the defensive about a relationship we're not in. Lindsay, a professor at Ohio State, finds herself being protective over the couple, even though the spectacle and media frenzy they invite often makes it difficult. Every revelation feels exhausting and jarring simultaneously, which is actually really hard to accomplish. There's the broader contextual ways that we think about Black relationships, Black love, respectability, all of those big issues, she added. And then there's the literal spectacle of two people who keep telling us stuff whether we want to know these things or not. That's all for this video, folks. See you next time.